What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, for those who have been watching my channel for a while now, you know something that I've been highly anticipating for Modern Warfare 2 is DMZ. Now, for those who do not know what DMZ is, it's basically an extraction type game mode, almost like Escape from Tarkov, but they're going to be putting it into Call of Duty. Now, Escape from Tarkov, the vibes of that game are just untouchable. I don't think there's any other game that could truly even invade its space. There is Hunt Showdown, but Hunt Showdown, in my opinion, is its own style of game. People call it an extraction game, but I truly think it's just its own vibe. It's literally just so cool. It's amazing. It's worth a try, but it's nowhere close to what makes Escape from Tarkov popular and, brings people in and brings the cash in that it makes every single wipe. So I would personally say, I know not a lot of people are going to agree with me, but I would say that Tarkov is holding almost a monopoly on the extraction game type, and it's nice to see that other developers are coming in, and I'm extremely excited to see what Call of Duty is going to do, especially after playing the multiplayer, playing some of the campaign, seeing how the gameplay works, the movement, the gunfights. My God, I think DMZ is going to be a perfect fit for Modern Warfare 2, especially if they bring the same vibes that Tarkov has to offer. But what really sparked the idea of this video was my playthrough on the campaign of Modern Warfare 2. Yes, about a couple of days ago, the Modern Warfare 2 campaign released for everybody who pre-ordered. I don't think you had to pre-order the, extra edition, the Vault edition, whatever it's called. I think you could pre-order the base edition. I'm not sure, but it was early access for campaign. Of course, if you guys want to hear my first impressions of that, I made a video about that the other day on this channel, so just go back one video before this one and you'll see it live and in action. But while playing throughout the campaign, they really did, in my personal opinion, Infinity Ward really put forth a lot of effort to make sure that they can hint at things that are going to be introduced into DMZ. Now, is it confirmed to be in DMZ? No. But the things that I witnessed playing through the whole campaign, it wouldn't make any logical sense not to put it into the DMZ experience. Now, the first feature that I noticed that I think will be a banger for DMZ is the crafting. Now, when I first saw this feature, it gave me major, and when I say major, I mean major flashbacks to The Last of Us multiplayer. Now, I know a lot of you guys, when you think of The Last of Us, you think of the outstanding campaign, and I don't blame you, the campaign was phenomenal. But for me personally, one of the things that I remember the most out of The Last of Us was the multiplayer, because it was so unique and so addicting. Not only was it great for, competitive players, casual players, or anybody who's just trying to frag out in general, there was an aspect to it that made you have to actually think about every engagement, and that was the looting. Not only did you go into a match to engage with one another, but you had to take time out of the actual FPS to try to scavenge for items to improve your ability to win. You can find things to either craft hand grenades, you can craft Molotov cocktails, you can craft more ammunition. I believe you could even craft different weapon parts to make your weapon even more overpowered. There were so many things that you had to find, craft, and it added a survival aspect to the FPS scene. But again, I'm not talking about why The Last of Us multiplayer was so much fun. I just want to talk about how crafting was such a unique twist in that multiplayer, and I think it's going to handle in DMZ perfectly. Imagine breaching into a building, you're trying to find some good loot, you're with a couple of buddies, and all of a sudden there's a massive squad of individuals who are prepping to breach into your building. Well, it's going to be a tough fight. You see that they're completely decked out. Maybe you and your friends don't have that high gear. So what are you going to do in this situation? Well, sometimes, or a lot of the times in these games, it really does all come down to gun skill. But in DMZ, you'll be able to loot, you will be able to find pieces, and you and your team can combine pieces to craft specific items. You can make traps, you can make mollies, or probably frag grenades. I don't know what you're going to be able to make, but in the actual campaign itself, you can craft things like a shiv, you can craft things to, crack open locked doors, you can craft little mines or traps to make sure enemies can't get past without triggering something. There are ways to work around these situations. So when those individuals try to breach into the building, if you and your friends, or you or whoever's in your group, can put together your minds and actually put together a plan, you guys can craft together a bunch of stuff to help you have good defenses for this fight. Or even in another scenario, let's say you're all alone, you're versing tons of different individuals, maybe you're versing a full 4 stack, and you are just dumping ammo into these individuals. It's hard. It's not easy to take down that many individuals in a game like DMZ, where it's not like Warzone where you can pick up endless ammo. No, you have to purchase your ammo, so you have to conserve how much ammo you bring in and stuff. It's a lot to think about. So when you're a solo player versus a 4-man, it's very difficult to manage meds, manage ammo, all that stuff. So what happens when, you're running out of ammo, they're finally breaking down all your armor, you have no more meds, what happens then? In a situation like that, Then you can go over to stealth. In any other game, like I said, in this situation, you're screwed. It comes to gun-on-gun action. If you're out of ammo, guess what? You're out of it. Even in Escape from Tarkov, a game that literally revolutionized extraction game types, if you run out of ammo in a situation like that, a tight, quartered area where the enemies are, caving in on you, typically you're screwed. But here, you'll be able to craft things to help you escape from a situation like that. Or even if you do want to engage, you can just go straight ninja mode and craft gas grenades and, craft little traps to trigger so you can navigate around the building and coordinate yourself and try to separate the enemies. The possibilities are endless with crafting, and this is going to take extraction game modes to a whole nother level that I don't think we've ever seen. And talking about looting and crafting, I hope that they bring in from campaign over to DMZ things like safes and other puzzles that you can solve. So it's not just, simply I'm going to go into the DMZ and kill a bunch of people and take their loot, or I'm going to go to the DMZ and go to this one specific spot and try to find a bunch of loot. You can know that it's specific hotspots that you might have to solve puzzles or solve riddles or have, different things that might be able to possibly change up to make it a little confusing from here and there so you can't memorize it and have it be repetitive. I don't know. The possibilities are endless, but I hope that it's more to the DMZ that makes people want to dive into it and find things. And talking about diving in and finding things like strongholds, I think, are going to serve a amazing purpose. At first, I thought it was going to be completely pointless because, typically in a COD game, the AI is just horrible. It's no fun to verse a bunch of AI, and there's no reason to verse a bunch of AI. But in extraction game modes, things like Tarkov, AI serve a very valuable and fun purpose to the overall game. So it's very nice to have, but if it turns out to be Battlefield 2042 AI and their hazard zone, it's pointless, It serves no point to even want to engage with any of those people. It doesn't reward you with anything. But in Modern Warfare 2, the AI in the campaign was just out of this world. I actually told some stories in the campaign video, I'll rerun one just for you guys who are coming in fresh on the channel for this video right here. But, I was in a room, I was doing a breach and clear mission in the campaign, I locked up shop, I accidentally shot off an unsuppressed weapon, an AI enemy heard my unsuppressed weapon, was able to locate exactly where I was, threw a cooked grenade through a, obviously a bullet hole in the door because I was busting it open to try to kill anybody inside that room before I entered it. He threw the cooked grenade in the door while continuing to sprint by. It wasn't choppy. It wasn't, like all stiff. It wasn't like he just slowly walked up, looked at the door, cooked the grenade, chucked it in, looked at the door, looked away, walked away. It wasn't like that. No, he was full sprint down the hall, quickly lobbed a grenade in the door, kept sprinting around. These AI are insane. So when I tell you that doing stronghold missions is going to be a blast, I am actually extremely excited to do so. And I think it's going to be a great implementation because it will have a higher, reward when it comes to loot, but it won't be so boring. It won't be mind-numbing to try to get that type of loot. The AI is going to challenge you in every way possible. And just like in the campaign, something that I'm very excited about as well is the way that you can approach these buildings too. It's not going to be straightforward, guns blazing. It's not going to be, only stealth. You can approach in any way, shape, or form. If you want to throw gas into the, the vents, you can do so and gas out the enemies. If you want to go to the, the skylight and look through glass and pop them from above before you enter, you can do that. If you want to take it full on stealth and slowly breach and clear through the rooms, you can do that. If you want to just strap a C4 on the door and blow it up and just go guns blazing, you can do that. The variety, the freedom is what's going to make DMZ outstanding. The possibility of being able to go into this open world with either, no timer at all or a very long timer, like half an hour, maybe close to a full hour of time, just to explore and do whatever you want. It's just going to be, I can't wait. I can't wait to see the possibilities. But at the end of the day, all I can hope for is Infinity Ward to make a good extraction game mode. Escape from Tarkov is great and all, but it's very complex. It's definitely not noob-friendly, and it's not made for everybody. And also, at the same time, it's only on PC. So what I'm hoping is that Call of Duty can truly turn this into a mainstream trend. You know what I'm saying? Just like how Battle Royales were only PC, you could only play a Battle Royale on H1Z1 or PUBG, which was never on console. If you wanted to play BR, you had to go to a PC. So console players didn't play for ages. But then finally stuff like Fortnite came out, Blackout, Warzone, Apex Legends, and slowly it became more mainstream or very trendy for console players, and it turned to a casual game type. everybody started playing it. So I'm hoping that we can turn extraction game modes, from what they are now to a very hardcore style game mode, very popular game mode, but stupidly hardcore, into something that everybody can enjoy. More people can see what extraction game modes are like, and it becomes more accessible. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so: Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch, link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.